All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back up here. And sorry for the little delays, but yeah, it is what it is. And very great topic today. And I want to say thank you to all of you that's watching us and welcome to the new subscribers. We appreciate you guys. Um, Topic. This kind of like a hot topic similar to what is the difference between a soulmate and twin flame and so on. But it is the connection. It's more easier than with a twin flame. And we're gonna be talking about this. Even though that me and Paulina yesterday we had like incredible conversations of the topic on the topic about it, and we were following this connections that are coming in lives. Okay, so you grow up with the thing that you need to have a husband and wife and make a kids and have a house. So you create this karmic relationship in there for then the karmic relationship is over and you're looking for someone to understand your soul, your understanding. You may have a soulmate, a person who understands you on this level and so on and so on. But within the soulmate, the things kind of like are now progressing. Evolution's pushing you to get into something else, which is that is the twin flame. And then when you go to the personally to the twin flame, you're going to something even higher. We're talking about divine partnership. But the more you get higher, okay, the more things are not easier for understanding of a karmic relationships in there. And today we are going to be talking about because most of you here, since you guys been went through karmic relationships, we kind of like going to leave that kind of like things outside out of it. We don't have to talk about karmic situations, but we are going to be talking about these crossing patterns in there, about soulmate to a twin flame when you develop yourself. And if you're, we have to, we can touch base a little bit of this twin flame, divine partnership after getting into union. But that's how I see it in there for it. And we talk about this. And without other ado, guys, if you have questions, please chat. Hi, Lorna. Thank you for coming in. And without other ado, I'm giving the mic to Paulina.
Hi everyone. Hi Lorna. Thanks for coming. Yeah, it was kind of interesting. Like last week, I mentioned because it was coming too strong, just to talk about those differences and maybe talk about how people are viewing different labels or different sides of those relationships. And according to this common understanding, the connections are the ones that are easy. We are being matched based on our vibrational match, but also based on the similarities on a human level. At least that's my current understanding. Wherever you're dealing with type of situation that is described commonly as a soulmate connection, there is some ease to it. There is some naturality, this natural progression, but in a very soft way. And very often, I feel those people are coming to your life really to reach you, for you to reach a certain threshold, maybe to pass certain threshold, to heal some patterns, to raise your vibration, but at the same time still to prepare you for your twin flame connection. And again, like this is not really that much of the labels, it's just us trying to understand those different dynamics because it feels and it's we are not trying to put any connection like higher or lower. It's not really the case. It's more about understanding what is really the difference, maybe what things are similar between twin flame dynamic and a soulmate dynamic, what is missing in between two, because we may see that those soulmate connections really, they can be short-lived, sometimes they are longer. And I believe when people are saying that they are in a soulmate connection relationship, but at the same time, one part of me is asking, okay, if you don't have struggles in a relationship, if you're not overcoming things, what is this evolutionary part? Like, why we are expecting, this is our human based understanding, by the way, but why we are expecting all those relationships if we are dealing with soulmate? It's gonna feel natural, it's gonna be easy, it's gonna be just going with this own flow because we are so similar. So this is all beautiful, and I agree that there are many people who had this chance in this lifetime to be paired up with someone that they recognize as their soulmate. But anytime I hear something that the connection, it's so beautiful that there is no arguments and everyone understand each other so deeply, there is this question that's being asked: where is this evolutionary process taking you? Are we sometimes just dealing with those souls here, and we are just settling for something that it's so comfortable, and we just don't desire to grow as souls anymore in this lifetime? So then there is this a little bit of a clash, right? Because when we talk about the twin flame connections, on the other hand, we have all this push and pull and those periods of separations, sometimes energetic, sometimes physical, but it's way more, it's really asking you to stretch, to get out of your old belief systems. It's asking you to really reconsider what you understand about the relationships, and it's far from comfortable in this state. In a sense, yes, there are periods that it's all beautiful and soft and smooth, but you have to work for that. But it may feel, oh, but it's a constant work. Not really. This is expansion, this is evolution. So that's at least where I see those different types of dynamics that are happening. There is not really a way to say which one is better, which one is worse. It's as much as you decide to settle. But there is just this paradigm that if your twin flame connection didn't work out, oh, you can always choose to be with your soulmate. So that's kind of this question I try to maybe find the answer today. So we'll see what will come up as those understandings. And if you have, maybe for the people who are watching, if you have some examples, your personal examples, how you see those things, that's going to be very useful. So to hear different people's stories.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, talking about the personal experience up here. To it, I have quite a few soul connections, soulmates, some of them in there too. And the soulmate can comes in into your life to help you. A lot of these soulmates relationships in there, they're not the relationships as far as a living together, creating life together, and so on. No, most of the soulmate relationships in there, those are people who you reaching out and they help you out. Those are the people who, as you as a soulmate, you reaching out and you care, you help out in there for it. And that is a relationship with friends, friends that you have from friendship. From your childhood, for example, you're keeping it in there. This is could be a lot of different styles of relationships. For example, this could be a student-teacher situation. The student sees something within a teacher that doesn't see within their parents, for example, and now this teacher takes the role of being a parent, but they cannot be a kind of like organize a family and so on and so on and so on, and go for it. The soulmate energies, they're very beautiful. They coming in to lift you up. Most of the time, the soulmate it's coming towards you because you're asking for someone to help you out. So you're kind of like making a call. You're making a call, a soul call. If you haven't heard it about the soul phone is when you pray and you're asking about something to happen. You call the soulmate in there, and the soulmate you just somehow appear. The universe provides you with someone who comes in and understands you where you are, and their primary purpose is to lift you up, to get you off the ground uh, for it. Yeah. Um, Sometimes, Lorna, yes, it can be your child or children too, but most of the time when there is this connection, child or children, in there. Sometimes it creates this weaknesses within the child and so on. It's a little different when it's in the family. Those are a very particular spatial connections in there, which is I don't agree, I don't disagree. I'm talking about that those are very rare things with the child that you have to it. But we are talking about for more of the out of the general right there. But that is also a good case, you know, when your children isn't there for when the children is supporting you. Two, it shows you the this part of support that you're looking in there. But within the soulmates, when a date you trying to get something or something more, you feel like there is this kind of like a barrier. Yeah, you can both choose it. Yes, you can both get it, but it's this barrier that doesn't kind of like cross you over. You can be a friendly. You can share some personal stuff. This could be co-workers that you met. This could be a your neighbor where you move in. This could be the soulmates. They're all over around you. They comes in. They are your supporting system in there. But that is a more about to lift you up. Where there is no this kind of like a push up, challenging. There is no this triggers of what made you cause and feel in the meantime. It's kind of like a this energy that it's like um, it's missing the points in there. And in some of your evolution, you open up yourself for the soul. The soul is looking at for this energy connections that you're going to have a relationship on all the areas of life. All your bodies to be a one with another person, and that's what triggers the twin flame in there. You to be one on the soul and a spiritual, on a mental, and energetic body, of course, and a physical, which is that is the one problem that the people first wants the physical, and when they wants the physical, all of a sudden it triggers everything else in there because they're operating from the old karmic situations. Yeah, we can make love, we can have this intimacy time, and then I have it, and everything is gonna be okay. Oh, right. How many of those things are working out? How many people they connected and they say, Dio, but we made love and we were so was nice and beautiful, but then the things not working. Dio, what's going on? I want to know. Well, the twin flame it comes in that triggers the crap out of you that it's not healed. It triggers your crap. And this is why the twin flame it's not easier as a soulmate. The twin flame comes into mirroring the things inside of you, and through the mirroring of the same situations, you need to understand that the twin flame it's two opposite things looking the same thing. The one gives the positive, the other gives the negative feedback, but the negative feedback have a positive impact, and if it's too much positive in there could have a negative impact in there, and they are working out the actual issues. This is how the ultimate resolution it is found, and then it heals the whatever the issue, the problem, the situations is. While within most of the soulmates, you can have a talk, you can have a this, but you have not done the inner work. The soulmate, very rarely, this have to be a highly spiritual soulmate in there. All the relationships they're gonna be there. It's like to triggering this parts of the evolution, to pushing you to evolve, to be next to you when you are pushed, to say, let's go, let's get it this done, let's get this look at it in there. Let's that. And the evolution comes in as then that energy of the twin flame connections. And it says like, okay, you need to evolve within this. And you need to work on all your bodies in there to do it. And when you work on all your bodies in there, you reach to that point of internal union in yourself, and then it gets to the union with another, which is become divine union, Once you crossing to this divine union, you're getting to the divine partnership, which is the next stage, where you actually accepting the triggers and accepting the whole journey as a twin flame. You accept it as a normal. You're accepting the normal stuff that comes in. You can have normal, really tough conversations, but they are gonna be pointing out that of on the base of the divine union that it's there. And you're gonna feel it, whatever it needs to be done in there. While the soulmate, it's beautiful. You can have a great soulmate relationships. Those are the people who comes in to help you in there. It's all depends for it, but it's still you have a right to choose if you want to go through the twin flames journey on your own within you, or you're just waiting for this savior, which is the soulmate, acting sometimes for it, and then most of the time is this savior come and saves you. Yeah, but you're gonna keep falling, and you're gonna be depending on the soulmate, and that triggers codependency. But you haven't healed within you. Well, the twin flame will trigger the codependency crap out of you from it yourself. So there's a lot of things, but with that being said, I want to give back the mic into Paulina there.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Yeah, based on this comment from Lorna, I've experienced it myself, and it's yeah, actually, like within the family, it can take a little bit of time to recognize that this connection that we have with, like I have it with my mom. It's actually there is some soul connection. It's we don't necessarily have to be at the same level of awareness. So I think that might be the this kind of like a difference that we were discussing with Dio. It looks like yes, you can have a soulmate connections, and it can be beautiful. You're meeting on different levels. You feel the same. There is similarity. There is, as I said, this softness and ease, and maybe they. It's like a little bit of light when you're so lost and you feel like, oh my god, like it's there's just nothing in this life. You know, there is no good person I can have a connection with, or I can connect with, and then the life will be giving you this hope that no, there are good people here, and just they come unexpectedly. I feel it's a little bit like this tiny rewards that we are getting for our inner work to keep us going, and maybe not to lose completely the hope, also to show us how much we've grown, because the soulmates will be based on our vibrations, so they will be also be kind of like a mirroring what our internal progress. So it's gonna be beautiful process as you will be getting those people just to show you where you're at. So there will be so much similarity, but you know that this is your vibrations that you put out, and it got attracted to you. So this is a very beautiful just to get this is like an encouragement, but at the same time I feel it's a little bit like bringing you higher in your vibrations by just healing some of those things that maybe it was too uncomfortable to work out on your own, just so you can, so considering that you're in a twin flame journey and you've been in this separation, for example, this is a lot of traumas that are caused. This is a lot of maybe self-doubt issues, self-respect, self-confidence, all of these issues, and you will be doing this inner work, but there is no proof to that. Like you just have to have someone to come and show you that you've done all this inner work, and you're able to connect with someone. But it doesn't necessarily have to be the twin flame connection, because maybe the level of awareness that you will be connecting will not be the same. You will be the same, maybe emotional understanding. There is attraction, there is chemistry, there is this happiness that you have around each other. But are you at the same level of awareness? Can you talk about them with them about energy, about how you see the world? Do you feel that in the same level? So sometimes it looks to me that it may not necessarily be the case, that soulmates will be, yes, they make your life easier, but at the same time there's something is missing. You know, it's like I don't really feel we are on the same page. Like I cannot fully express the way I see the world. I don't feel they understand my viewpoint. While talking, just taking a look back on my connection with Dio, for example, I've had some soulmate experiences, but there was something that was missing, and that was this awareness that was missing, this understanding of the process Like we are just not, we were not on the same level of consciousness, you can tell. But this is our choices that we are making here as souls. How much you care about this spiritual part or energetic part, and what are you choosing? Are you able to tolerate or maybe accept this part that will be maybe missing in your soulmate connections? Not all the time, because there are so many cases, but it looks to me that those are those two baskets that we're looking at. So that's important to consider. um, Another thing I wanted to say, it's we were talking about this unified field, so just connection to the source. And it looks like after damaging yourself so much through this separation, if you really go into this separation and you accept as it is, there is a lot of grief that you have to process. And there will be some traumas, there will be some things to heal that you have to heal on your own. Like, you know, this is your work. You will be getting helpers, but soulmates or those kinds of helpers, you're not getting connected in a couple situation. It's like they come to give you some help, some support, but it's still your individual journey. They help you to recreate this unified field that got a little bit damaged through the maybe previous connection, maybe through the separation, so you can stand on your feet and just recreate it on your own. They help you to raise this vibration and just to rebuild it, so then they prepare you for the next twin flame dynamic. That's how I see it.
Hmm.
um,
Very, very beautiful. Lots of reminders is in there about when you're particularly in a soulmate connections in there. It's more like a buddy system, more about friends in there, more about this creations of this my brother, my sister, and so on and so on, and as in into the soul mates connection, you can really uh, what's the word? I'm trying to put up the proper term up here. You can really have a great time. Okay, can be also very positive because you need this. But usually, when you have a soulmate connection, it's dissolved over the time. When you try to make it a relationship, actually in the 3D, for some reason that it's pulling up and can be pulling up for so many situations, for so many reasons in there. I'm not gonna talking about the other ways, the other things, because of that's not the right moment right now. Talking about a little bit dark side situations for. But your job up here within yourself, as Paulina said, is your inner work. The soulmate is not gonna be question you why you're doing this. They're not gonna question you deeply to get it in there. They're there to say, "Oh, okay, you fall. Let me lift you up. Oh, okay, you have issue. I will accept this issue. I can live with this issue. I accept just who you are, or so on." You see, they're not gonna be challenging you. They're not gonna challenge you. Okay, there's most of the times there is gonna be like you need to understand this, which is making it more easier, but um, it's not helping for you to grow, to evolve. And once you get an awakening as a twin flame, all of a sudden you recognize it's who your soulmates are, who is your soul family in there. And even that through working with a lot of people within a soul, in a soul connections and so on, the twin flame it is just comes in and brings that journey within you, where you cut out the BS, cut out the stuff of I have to be more truthful, more honest. I have to dig deep. I have to see what is this is coming. Why I keep failing. I cannot keep half all the time somebody picks me up. I cannot have this repeating in there. How many times I'm going to be repeating certain situations? In the twin flames journey, it's coming in and triggers all this. but it's gonna be triggered in the roots. It's not gonna be triggered on the surface. It's gonna go deep within a consciousness. It's gonna go deep within the pain body. It's gonna go reach out to the stand where you don't love yourself. They're putting the love in there. While the soulmate is just tries to lift you up and pat you. The twin flame is trying to reach into that darkest points within yourself. They can put the light in there for. And during this processes, there is gonna be some things that can be for it. It is the twin flames easier. Yes, it gets easier when you following the evolutions to evolve to understanding this, and then you understand the difference of how the whole process it goes, like karmic soulmate, twin flame, divine union, divine partnership. Who knows after the divine ship what it is? But currently we're gonna go through there for it
There was
because
a cosmic marriage.
yeah, there is a more you're going in there, but currently we're not gonna go there because this is even way over the heads in there. Two, four, but even that there is a sound like somebody wants to know, dear, what is more about after divine partnership? Come on, you become your true twin flame to yourself and get into divine union. Once you get in divine union and cross the divine partnership, come over. We can talk. Okay? We can talk. You did that. We can talk about it. But right now, we are discussing this transitions that you need to make of understanding that at some point that soulmate situation is kind of like a prepares you to look at it within the twin flame. But once the twin flame kicks in, that is a whole another ball game. And the twin flame kicks in, why and how? Okay, it is kicked in within a consciousness when the both individuals emitting the same frequency within their brain, within the mirroring neurons. That is a what that connection is because you get in at the same consciousness. And out through this, they can look inside deep within you, finding the deep darkness within yourself, and they can also look at it you, and you're looking at them in the same way. And this right there begins the actual work in soul. This is how you're entering in there. And this is why people asking the questions, do you why the twin flame is more harder? I rather to be with the soulmate, but I can understand I cannot evolve. But dear, why is so hard? It's hard because the work has not been done for generations. Okay, it has not been done with for generations. So yeah, and I have to say hi to Eva, Christine, and to Andrea. Hi guys, welcome here. Too, and to go back into this twin flame energy. To the twin flame gets easier when you start having honesty conversations, triggers that has been a process, and you getting evolution goes on. Because every time you evolve, things get better. Every time you evolve, things gets better. But pay attention, the more you're expanding within the light, the more darkness you're gonna expose. And this is expansion is not pretty for some, but if you understand that this is the part of the journey, is the same thing like in the karmic relationships, you are facing challenges, problems in there, and you have to solve them. In the soulmate situations, you see the things, there is a problems, there is a things that comes in that also have to be solved. It's not much different with within the twin flames. Only difference within the twin flames is that you adding additional energies in there. You are feeling the gravity, the vibrations, and the consciousness is there right now. See, you're not just doing the things, like in a soulmate and a karmic relationships. Now you're operating from a different depth. You're operating from a different, more enhanced humanity soul on fire than you. And then when you operate from within this, you actually gonna be seeing it because as a karmic, the problems are like this, but you make them big, right? As a soulmate, and it comes in the problems, and it's like okay. But now when you see the whole depth in there as a twin flame, you think that it's huge. Yeah, but you have new tools. You can operate it from different system. You're operating of developing that belief system within yourself because you're working within the truth. And if you look at it in there, the twin flame is the proper way because people want everything to be easy. You want in the karmic relationship, the husband goes to work, the wife stay at home, watches the kids, and that's it. It's no evolutions is in there. And a soul is not in that. You know, it's in a soulmate, you fixing at this and you're working, but it's still your individual journey has to be come on. You're crossing over to the twin flame. Now you actually do the work. The actual work is done there in your individual twin flame relationships within yourself first, that it's transiting into the consciousness because you have those interdependence of the consciousness of them. If you've seen it, what I'm trying to point you out right here, there is this combined consciousness in there, but it's still operating. And there's gonna be some forces that gonna be like, okay, pushed the whole thing until the three circles become one. It becomes a yin yang. And now it's a whole thing that it comes in and operates together. Now you're ready to operate for after divine partnership in there. But that interdependency as a twin flame, there is going to be the best benefits, the best growth, the best empowerment, and so on and so on. And it's going to be asking you to really take some of these soulmates and karmic stuff that pile within you, within your consciousness in there, it has to go. Okay? It's easy if you operating from the whole point of the divine being you are within yourself. And don't bring in those stuff in there back in because that's gonna come back and forth, back and forth. In there, you're going through a karmic soulmate twin flame. You go back and forth in there. While when you use a twin flame, you actually want to fix it. You don't want to deal with this stuff as before. You want to go the other directions. You want to go to the divine union. And this is why a lot of the people in the divine union, they ask me, Dio, how can I reach the divine union? You get to work. But nobody likes to hear that because everyone wants the things to be given in there. You expecting that your twin flame has to be given to you. Why? In a karmic relationship, you were giving to you. In a soulmate, some soulmate came to you and gave you the help. You're looking for the savior. While here at the twin flame, the savior is you. Just the twin flame, it says like this is what you need to save yourself from it. This is what you need to do, and then there, and let's work in it together to fix this. See, this is a two people coming up from two directions, working on the same thing, and they're fixing it. Okay, and they're fixing it. So back to you guys.
We have some comments I think we should go through.
Uh, um, Christine makes the sense the way you explaining it. For I totally understand it now. Great, great, Christine. Uh, Christine is so needed to have this beautiful breakdown to me. Thank you. Mm, Mark, Mark 20, Kung Fu. Cheers, you all beautiful together. Much loves. Thank you. Eva, my twin flame journey is so easy and beautiful now. I'm so happy to be here. Uh, no else I wish, nothing else I wish for. I believe that's what. Yeah, at some point you begin to understanding this energy um, for it, and I'm so happy. Mike, you guys know that twin flame can be a soulmate too in some cases. See, if that begins to evolve, yes, in a soulmates they can evolve into a twin flame. What happens is that universe creates this soulmate connection that actually begins to evolve and emerges as a twin flame. And there is some cases like this. I recognize it and so on, but it still depends of as it Paulina said, the awareness of the understanding. Awareness of understanding. A lot of the people have not gone that depth in there too. And some of you is gonna be like, Dio, you're judging so much, or you're kind of like a presuming like so on and so on. Let me a little bit explain what I mean because the awareness of the understanding isn't there, and that it's coming in of the law of karma. I'm looking at my actions, what they're gonna create, what kind of consequences they're gonna be, what kind of effects are coming, and the awareness of understanding about this, or awareness of our understanding everything within the soul connections and so on. For it, the understandings, it's turning to a higher level of form of love, and most of the people are not aware of that. Most aware of most of the people thinking that the understanding is not love. No, it's higher level consciousness within the spirit as a love that goes because the love evolves too. And when you are aware of that understanding, then your understanding about love is growing and it changes and so on. So sometimes this can happen within people who are for it, and this kind of like energies that can comes in and it creates in there, and you can be able to understanding even further for Mike, this is beautiful. I love the frequency here. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. Hi, Karen. Could you say that the difference between a soulmate and a twin, that twin starts your session with source energy? I think to some of the cases, yes, it can trigger this kind of like a soul path in there for it. Yes, there is a lot of within that too. But can that evolve again to a twin flame? Yes, it's possible too, because we're all evolving through this. This is an individual journey. You are individually first evolving in a karmic soulmate, and then you go into a twin flame, and then you go into the divine partnership and beyond. But let's leave the beyond for right now and a little bit off in there. But um, the difference that you're asking about between a soulmate and a twin, uh, that, yeah, when you never had that consciousness hook up to another consciousness. See, that consciousness connections that it comes in, this is like somebody plug in one wire here, and somebody put another wire in there, and then it's getting these exchanges in there. That is that the connections for, and that's how the twin flame triggers your ascension. It's like, okay, I see this, but what happens is they are exchanging the missing parts to trigger with that. 99% when the ignition started is the missing elements at transfer. But When it's transfer consciousness, the consciousness has to be worked out. You need to prove it. And this is what the evolution does. When I exchange the consciousness in there, now you work in your things that you're getting from me. I have to work my things that I'm getting from you. And that is the evolutions that it does. It wants to complete this with an actions. It wants to have this union in there. Because now, after you exchange those consciousness in there, for then you become the fully equal and you perform equal as an equal because you both have the same thing now. Imagine that the one's got a red paint and the other's got a blue paint, and now they're exchanging and they become purple. That is your equality in there. But until you get to that equality, oh, you gotta mix that paint inside. You're gonna have mixed feelings. Sometimes you're gonna have red, sometimes you're gonna have blue, sometimes you're gonna be hot, sometimes you're gonna be cold, right? Those are the two colors. That's what's simulating it there. And the ascension is coming in while you get an understanding, oh, you need to mix them. Okay, I got it. Okay, I need to absorb this, I need to integrate this, I need to work within this, and so on. I have to fix this. I need to work on my pain body. I need to go in an emotional body. I need to work on my mental body. The puzzles that you're doing and in your journey in there. But the source energy is the one that comes in and makes that loop, that hook up to the two consciousness, the source. And when the source is coming, you're understanding your purpose in there. So very, very good question in there, Karen. Thank you. I mean, darling, if you have something to say, which is I see you do.
Yeah, I was just trying to put it in my head. But it looks to me that it's really this connection to the source. It's one of the things that it's happening, and maybe that's the way to differentiate those typical soulmate connection that we think it's easy. It's there is no work to be done there. It's not uncomfortable because it's just it's like different paths of evolution or whatever way you want to go towards your evolution and who is in control. If your preference really is to have a joyful life here and just to settle for something, like, of course, like, this is our free will. But if your soul plan is just to evolve further and you don't care that much about being comfortable all the time, or it's all butterflies all the time, and you can accept the reality, this more darker side or more negative side or uncomfortable side, because you choose to expand, that's what the evolution will be bringing you. So I would say it's, as long as you want to be involved in a twin flame dynamic, because it's not the most comfortable thing always, but that's how we grow. It's just hard for me to understand or imagine this evolution of consciousness if we're not dealing with uncomfortable situations, if we are not dealing with our dark patterns. So imagine if you will have all the time all it easy, and there is no one to push your buttons because it's maybe for the sake of peace. And that's what I was thinking too about the soul connection or soulmate connections. Aren't we the one to program ourselves, because soulmates are supposed to be easy? So I won't be pushing my partner's buttons, or my partner's buttons. I will ignore the buttons that my partner is pushing, because this is a soulmate connection. It's supposed to be easy and beautiful. So that was kind of my train of thought when I was thinking, what are really the differences? Are they different, or it's one path is you're ignoring your part of evolution and you want to make it easy on a human realm, but are you doing your inner work with your soulmate? Are you accepting that your evolution has to go further? It's not just about having uncomfortable here. So it looks to me that if you are really looking inside and the evolution is your drive, who knows, maybe your soulmate connection will not be as gentle and as easy as possible, because you will stop putting these pink glasses, right? And you will see, okay, actually, this is something I'm not really comfortable with my soulmate. I don't think it's truly healthy. I was accepting it until this time, but the evolution tells me that I have to speak up for myself. There is some things I have to be addressed, and there is this other perspective to this connection as well. It's not always as comfortable I thought begin at the beginning. So, and again, like I'm not saying everyone, oh, let's just create battles with your soulmates. It's just, are you sure that is it as easy, or are you seeing it just on the surface level that because it's so beautiful and so colorful, right? So it really looks like, I think we can evolve with different people, not only within a twin flame connection, but if you will be getting engaged with your soul source energy on your part, and you will be having this drive for evolutions, I would say just this is a natural path to expect some bumps on the way. Like there is no, you cannot put more light into the connection if you're not dealing with dark stuff. So I was just thinking, really, I think it depends on our lives and soul's journey. And as much as you want to choose the evolution, sometimes it may be, oh, your soulmate is not pushing your buttons enough. Like you're kind of getting stagnant. It's, yes, it's beautiful, it's comfortable, but where is this evolutionary piece? Are you feeling that you're really expanding? Are you embracing your uncomfortable parts and your darknesses? Are you working through them, or are you just keeping yourself in this comfortable state? And there is no right or wrong answer, obviously, but it just looks, who are you putting in charge? Are you putting in charge this evolution of life, or is it the one that you just picked this easy life here because, of course, we have a free will to do?
There's one more comment in there. Hi, Julia. Twin flame journey allows you to create the space to fall in love with the pain, and of course, beyond that, um, it's not about falling in love with. It is about to put the love into the pain. Because when you awaken as a soul, how much pain was there when you awaken and realizing things? You're realizing how beautiful this soul love is. You're realizing the twin flame connections of a consciousness. You were blinded. You didn't have that before. So instead of kind of like a falling in love with the pain in there, you will understand that the journey is going to be asking to falling in love with the process of putting love into the pain and transfer it, transmute it, that pain, so you can be healed in the pain. Because the pain was the one that prevents you in there to be looking at yourself. You had a pain as a karmic, you had a pain that falls you down as a soulmate, and now you're dealing with the pain body and the real in there. And of course, that goes beyond that. For um, sometimes it's good to fall in love with that process, putting the love into the pain to heal it. But if you overdo it, sometimes that will create so much. This is why within all the processes in the twin flames in there, you gotta be very kind of like monitoring yourself not to go to extremes. The journey is gonna be asking you to balance, because a lot of the people, some of the people, they're going with the pain, healing, 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 healing. Most of the videos about the killings and so on and so on. You have to look, you have to, you must do, and so on and so on and so on. It is about you to put the love in there and not falling off with this process, and you to be this investigator. I've been there, sharing with experience. I've been there, investigating problems of everybody and so on and so on, until I understand that the whole point of this was not to fall in love with the pain, but you to put the light within the pain, to do the actual healing work in there. To And yes, the journeys allows you to do that. But then when you begin to evolve within the journey, your understanding is not about falling in love with. It's about to put the love in there. And those people who does that, then they stop carrying this trauma drama reflections of the pain body, because the pain body can comes in and producing everything in there. And when you turn the pain into love, when you turn this energy, you transmute it, you giving it a new color, you giving it this new understanding of this awareness in there. Guess what? You took that negative parts, you give it a new shape. You created a spark inside of you. That new part turns to an energy that right now will have positive effects because you are able to do it. You're right now transmuting that energy towards others. And this is how you become doing your job as a twin flame. You heal that plane with the love that you put it in there, you get in and show it to the others how to do it. And then that eventually will pass on to other people, spreads out in there, and that's how the world and society is gonna get healed. So, but it's very good. Actually, Julia, very good questions. If you guys, any of you have more questions, guys, please don't hesitate it in there. Darling, if you have something to say about it,
Yeah, first I wanted just to comment more on Karen's comment because
yeah,
I kind of overlooked. But yes, the person you consider as your twin will be starting you on this source energy, will be opening up your awareness that it's something more. There is this field that we are tapping into, and we can work with that, and we can even recreate that with someone. Mm, there will be also the next connections that it will always be also be like a twin flame dynamic. So you're already started with the source energy, you know that it exists, you have this, this is your connection, this is your faith, this is your, this divine part that you recognize that there is this higher power that was orchestrating all those experiences. And by just tapping into this and just going with this flow, you may also start recognizing that those soulmates that are coming to you, they are not necessarily the ones to cling into. And even if they feel super comfortable, then you will be seeing that what the evolution wants you to do is to grow. So sometimes there will be those a little bit painful even lessons of detachment, because it's easy to detach from something that is uncomfortable, it's toxic, it's it's not serving you. But if you let's imagine different scenario, you're being given the opportunity to meet your soulmate, that everything is beautiful and everything is natural and there is no arguments, and they you will be asked to detach from that for the sake of your own evolution, because you see, oh, the consciousness is not the same. Like I don't see the same things at the same level as this person I consider my soulmate. It's beautiful and it's comfortable, but my soul is telling me that I can have more. I can have a deeper connection than that. And it's just a very difficult test, because it's you're being asked to detach from something that feels so joyful and so comfortable for the sake of, again, oh my god, I have to go on my own again, because this is my twin flame journey is asking me to go further and just leave it behind. And this is those are the voices that we may not necessarily want to listen, because it kind of it causes you this pain. So Julia mentioned about this pain, and you will have to deal with that, because you will have to leave behind something that is beautiful but it's not serving anymore, because it's there is something more, there is no consciousness between those two soulmates, like you and another person. So you will be accepting, oh, pain is something for me to transmute. It's not something for me to escape from, because the soulmate connection can be treated as a way of escaping. Like, oh my god, my twin flame journey failed, let me settle for the soulmate because it's easier. So again, like, no wrong or right here, but it's let just have a look if it's not some kind of like a bypassing, because it's so beautiful, so gentle and so easy. And I don't have to look into this crappy twin flame journey stuff because it's too painful. I better just stay with my soulmate and build a life. And if that's what your soul plans, it's good, but it's just the different dynamics, right? Because it's, again, that with the soulmates not necessarily will have this connection, a source, that we are having this deep faith that even those uncomfortable talks and situation, and maybe some very difficult lessons that we have to learn from the person who is directed by the source, that it's our twin flame connection, or that's someone who gives us this connection to the source. We have to work on that. It's just not that natural. So I think accepting the pain is one bigger lesson that we are being taught by twin flames, right? Like they cause us pain, but at the same time, it gives us opportunity to go beyond and transmute it and see the reality as it is. It's not just all pink. So
Yeah, when you were talking about this, there is this thing that it comes in that within soulmate energies in there, they are operating the soulmates connections. They're operating from agree to agree, so we don't have to disagree. So we cannot create conflicts. That is what the soulmate it's based on. It's basically working on the principle a little bit in there, creating a comfort zone, and that comfort zone is okay. While when you have this consciousness awakening from the twin flame within itself, in there, you're going to be operating from, I know that I'm going to be feel uncomfortable because there is no comfort zone, because nothing grows in a comfort zone. And now I understand we have to disagree in order to find the true within the reality. This is what we came for. I'm come here to agree to disagree. And then it comes in the talks. Why you have these great long talks with your twin flame? The discussions that you have. Some of the discussions, there's going to be a very positive, very great, very powerful. But you're also going to have this uncomfortable talks, which is most of the twin flame community doesn't talk about it. That is the real power in there. When you have these oppositions in there towards the one issues in there, but then it comes in the love that it grows. The both two, they're gonna be triggered the pain body in there, and they're gonna see what causing it the pain body to have these symptoms, because they both look at it the same thing. Okay, while within the soulmates is like, oh, let's feel comfortable with the pain. Oh, maybe my back will hurt, or maybe and so on and so on. I can just get over it. Twin flame is like, and I get over it. Get there. And this is what is this in there. Yeah, and you're gonna be feel stuck within a soulmate. Kind of like stuck within your evolution. It's kind of like, okay, too beautiful, too grateful, to so on. And a lot of the people, okay, they will create this kind of like a trauma and drama and so on during some of it to kind of like escape that stuckness. Sometimes the soulmate can be really like what was the word that you were using? This goat cage and two birds inside it. Yeah, beautiful. Everyone feeds you and so on. It's a goat cage and take care of and so on. And you're not free. You're still not really free like to evolve with and the more in there. So, Julia, uh, beautifully say thank you. Could that also be the case with your twin flame? Uh, Usually within the twin flame in there, uh, that could be so many different situations. This is why within the twin flames, you can have triggers and basically on your emotional or your culture, in your mental, in your energy, or because there is a different variations of what it was causing it, all this in there. And seeing it within this, it's things as me and Paulina, we told you guys already, things are in depth, they're not in the surface. What you see on the surface is the face mask. Go behind the face mask. Go behind all this. That's what is that connection within twin flames is exist because it's looking at the subconscious patterns. Because the consciousness creates the face mask. The subconsciousness in there. There is no face mask. That is your true. You're talking about the truth. You're facing the real situations is in there. And this is what is that when you put that energies between you. You're not forcing it, these energies, through the conscious connections to your twin flame. A lot of the people are falling on that pitfall. We have a conscious connections, and I can just meditate it, and I can just go in there, and I can just put that energy there. No, you don't do that way. The energy is put through the talks, and those talks changing in there within the person themselves. You're just pointing out what you find out in the beautiful way. And it's like, you know what? I love that part with you. I know that nobody loved that situations with you. And then that love, when they feel it within you, they're putting the love within the pain. Okay? A lot of the people, it's like, Dio, can I send energy to my twin flame so they can get better? Been there, done that. During the awakening in the twin flame, I sent so much energies towards my original awakening, and I sent so much energies. Guess what? There's nothing happening there. It was a bucket with holes. It doesn't matter how much love you're gonna send it in there to the person. The person is not ready to accepting that love. They're not gonna do anything with it. So it is about that the cases of falling in love in there and understanding the proper level of love for it. It's gonna be require some more learnings and more teachings in there because you can learn something in there if there is no teaching in there. You need to understand those two are correlated to each other. But it's rising the purpose that it comes in from the pain that says, okay, I have this pain, I need this learning, and I need to teach myself on that. This is why this correlations, guides, spiritual guides, they comes in. This is the purpose of the source energy. This is the purpose of the spiritual guides. This is the purpose of the videos that we make. This is what is all coming there. Dealing it with this pain, so we cannot passing anymore to a drama and the trauma to go and to be a process through the lower realms and shift it back again. It is about you to go through the process, understanding on the process, shifting up to change the directions, to go up. And from up, that issue is healed. Now it will create a positive outcome, a positive effect. You have the same cause, you take the negative road, the cause is going to come back as the same thing. This is what the looping is about it. While if you take the cause, you shift it, you evolve, right? Evolution is evolving, and then you create a new, total new base inside of it to yourself within that. So, yeah. Julia, if they are stuck in a religion, not wanting to grow past that, boy, that's, yeah. Religion is great, guys. Let me tell you that through the religion, we still have some of the trails left over. Most of the religions has been manipulated. Okay, it's like there were wrong interpretations of the things. Some of the religion scripts are even wrongly translated. So we still have a lot of things in there, and a lot of the people who are stuck within the religions, there is only a part of them to see it. Okay, because in a lot of the religious scripts, you can feel the human-based ego of control without explain what really has to happen within your soul. A lack of understanding is in there. And when you awaken as a twin flame, you can cut those stuff. You can understand. But if you look at it in the religion, some of the scripts in there are actually directing exactly to that. And you know how to really translate it within yourself and wanting to grow, if they don't want to grow past that, then they're stuck. And that is what um, you can really see it in there, the stuckiness in there. But whose stuckiness is? Yours or theirs? They have to see it. If usually the people who are stuck in the religion on that standpoint, Julia, usually the divine is pointing out the different directions. They keep bringing the numbers. They keep bringing it different spiritual talk. They have these dreams about the spirituality in there. They begin to feel the vibrations, the energy vibrations. And most of the religions doesn't talk about energy vibrations that turns to informations. Nope. Now that is a what it's for about this positions. And darling, if you want to add something on it.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, is it really, again, labels, but is it really a twin flame connection if people don't have the same level of understanding? Let's say, you know, that all religions are talking about the same thing, same source, same universe, and that there will be someone who will say, no, I believe in this or that because that's what I feel. This religion talks about the truth. There is this core layer that it's not matching, you know, and really you can work around with different differences or age gap, all those different things that we are dealing with, right? On a surface level, you can deal with different things. But if this is this one piece that it's missing, like me personally, I cannot imagine building such a strong connection with someone who is, from whatever reason, maybe this is religious belief system, I wouldn't consider that we are on the same level. Like this is not the same consciousness. So I'm not saying that's maybe your case or other people's cases, but if you're within the same relationship, like your twin flame is believing in some religion and you don't because you know that you outgrew this concept, are you sure you want to be involved with this connection? Because this connection is not helping you grow. You're the only way for you to be in this connection is to be in this lower level of understanding because that person is not going to show you anything that you already don't know. So it's, I'm really doubting those connections. And again, label it as you want, but do you believe that religious belief system it's something you still have to deal with or you outgrew this concept? But I can, it can be difficult, right? Because we labeled someone and this is my twin flame, but are you recognizing that at some point you may outgrow your twin flame, and are you able to accept that and go again and search for someone who will be your next twin flame? And some people don't like it, but it's, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get someone that you will be replaying the same dynamic, but they will be higher. You don't have to deal with belief systems, you don't have to convince them that there is no religion and all this, because they already will know that. But it's, this is part of this journey to be able to separate from your twin flame energy or the person that you have this dynamic with, because it will be bringing back to you, it will be getting back to you, but maybe not in the shape and form as you expect. It will be different person, different face, but you will be able to recreate the same dynamic but in a more advanced way. So this is just the comment I have to those, you know, whenever I feel religious belief systems or any blocks that are put in terms of limitations, we have to remember that within these twin flame connections, we are dealing with egos. And since we are dealing on the 3D plane, some of those 3D um, perceptions or egos of our twin flames, they will be standing in our way for our own evolution. And this is our own choice to stay at the same level or say, okay, I cannot continue on my own because there will be someone else. because that's what I see that people are talking about and many people are talking about. And more people are saying that, oh, they had the same twin flame experience with another person. And that can be the case for you as well. So it's like choosing your own way to really recognize the truth. And if something is getting stuck, are you choosing to be stuck as well, or are you gonna just go against and just let's see what else is there? So just a reminder.
Hmm. Lorna, I'm recognizing the difference between the three. I think that you're talking about karmic, soulmate, and twin flame. They can be tricky, but I believe we are tested. The soul is always calling for more. Evolution calling for more. And evolution staying on the top, it's working with the source energy. Once you get to understand this and be aware of it, you will understand why the evolution, why the God creates everything to evolve. Why you are here to evolve. Can evolve on your own. Two birds doesn't make spring, you know? I mean, one bird doesn't make spring. It's required two to have a nest and so on. You will understand the purpose of the relationship for it. Why did the God make everything male and female, for example? Yeah, there is some exemptions of this to some of the species in there. But when we're talking about this in there, the soul knows the call. The Some people get lost in a way, which is okay. It's a journey. You have to get lost one time, two times, three times, as many as you get, until you get to the right road. Once you get there, you're beginning to have the awareness of understanding. And it's good because when you start making the differences within three, and don't mix and match, and don't try to bring the one to the other, past relationships into a twin flame. Every time you're trying to bring a past relationships into a twin flames, how miserable are you? It's kind of like, ah. Twin flames teaching you not to bring anything that you had prior into the connection.
I mean, there are some patterns, you know, sometimes it
Yeah,
can be useful. But remember, you're dealing with different people. It's
yeah.
the patterns can be the same, but there's no two people that are the same. So don't try to look at your current partner with projections from the old ones.
There you go. Thank you, love, for the support. Yeah, and Karen, like with the soulmate, you talk about pain, but with twin flame, you look at it at the why there is a peeling layers of until you recognize and to start healing. Exactly. This is guys is something we talk about it. You know that me and Paulina we talk about it. Okay, you have a little different things in there, but you peel off the layer that creates these little things. You can have a issue with a situation A, but your reactions is the same way. You have situations B, but your reaction is that way. You have situations D, E, F, whatever it is. But those are different situations. But here it's that layer of repeating patterns that you're acting the same way. Could be a positive, could be a negative. Okay, it all depends on it, and you're getting at that where this is coming from, right? And that's how you peel it off. You peel it off because you're going deep into the root, and this is how you peeling off that layers off that creates this, because you might create any issues in there all the time, even not recognize it in there. But when you peel it off, your counterpart can point out, it's like, hey, that's the peeled off. They can point out personal things within yourself. They can point out, hey, you need to look at this. And it's like, yeah, I know, I'm looking at, that's what you're seeing it. That's what we are talking about it. I'm working on this because that's how it is in there. But if you look at the patterns and the learning and the healing within the pain, you have to touch it. You have to touch the pain. the doctor have to stick his finger into the wound, right? To heal it. The doctor is you. So yeah, that recognition isn't there. It's to recognizing these layers in there. That is a very powerful. This is a very powerful process. Recognizing the patterns, just you strip them out. You're stripping out from yourself. You're stripping up the patterns in there. And then when you look at the same situations after you strip it up the pattern, you're like, oh, I got it. There was something else. There was something in the root. There. So yeah.
Mm.
All right. Oh, was great talk. I don't know what if you guys want to talk about it. If you guys have any topic or suggestions that we should talk about too um, for it, please connect with us too. But kind of like I want to kind of like wrapping up this a little bit, and that is seeking yourself always, and don't be afraid to speak the truth. You're not responsible how the other side will take the truth. You're responsible to speak it though, and being the truth, living in the truth, and acting the truth. That's what the evolution wants from you. No more cover up layers of face mask and things. Be the truth. And when you seeing that it's too comfortable in there for it, remember that in these situations and there nothing grows in comfort. And if you're trying to make yourself comfortable, you're not going to evolve because the evolution says one thing. I know I have to be uncomfortable so I can grow. And I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. That's one of the powers of the twin flame. I'm comfortable being uncomfortable because I know that what is uncomfortable, I need to grow it, and it's going to be a growth. It's going to be a good. It's going to be great. Humanity doesn't think that way. Society doesn't think that way. Soulmates, oh, that's okay. You don't feel uncomfortable. I'll make you comfortable. Right? Where's the growth? Isn't. So that's kind of like my wrapping up. Julia, that was great and helped me a lot. Thank you. Thank you, guys. All those comments and the positiveness. We like to thank you for getting it back to it. And back to you, darling. All right.
Yeah, I had to mention Wolf because his energy came and he started talking about alchemy, and I think that's maybe one part to recognize, that talking about this twin flame connection, there will be this alchemical process that you're gonna be taking this nasty stuff and those dark sides, and you're not gonna be afraid to talk about it and recognize it and acknowledge, like, I still have my dark side. It's and being with this comfortable situation, you're pretend it's not there, but I think the goal is really recognize it and just look where it is and what can you do with that. And especially if you have a chance to connect with someone that is not afraid to have this confrontation with you, and you can, of course, like everything, it's always about respect, how you communicate. If there is uncomfortable situations, we aren't talking about this argument that you're fighting and you're calling each other names. No, it's teaching you to talk about these uncomfortable things with a nice way, with respect. You know that you can control your emotions, and you're sharing that it's very difficult subject for you, and you're afraid to share it, but you do it anyways, and you're not afraid what the partner will tell you, because this is your own truth that you have to speak. So it's really beautiful if you can find this courage to really talk about this uncomfortable subject and recognize you want to deal with that, you know, because it was holding you back in the past. It was so uncomfortable that finally you're able to see the light and just, okay, let's deal with that. And I'm sorry, we are one connection, so we have to, both of us have to deal with that. It's gonna be good for both of us. So this is the true power of those connections. And maybe just to remind everyone, even if we call it twin flame, what I mean is like to have this really conscious connections in which you're connected to the source. This is your own connection, but you recognize this, there is the whole process that it's going on. We are meant to grow in terms of awareness and consciousness. At the same time, you have a partner who also agrees on that, and they know how these difficult situations are leading to something even more beautiful. So that's what I mean by twin flame connection. You know, it doesn't really matter all those other labels, but it's as long as the consciousness is there and your drive for evolution is there, here you go. That's what you can call twin flame. And I think that's what I would like to end
Uh,
with.
I think that maybe our next topic of talking, it just comes in and it hits me because what you just explained is, and I think that the people needs to be a little bit more advanced up here. It is about the power of awareness of understanding, because that's what you just explained uh, to it. And I don't know if you guys agree and so on and so on, but I think this is going to be kind of like a good help in there of going through this. Uh, Karen, but it's also a joyful journey when you see like meeting yourself. Yes,
Mhm.
there is a moment we enjoy ourselves. There is a moment that they're very beautiful. There is a moment when you feel the connection is incredibly great, right? You feel this, and after you get this kind of like situations and a process that goes on in there, mm, feel that the connection is gets down joyful. We have a lot of joy for it, even though they come here and we're talking about some of the uncomfortable things. Those are the things that we're unraveling, guys, and bringing it to you, and we show you how we went through it and what we, the mental process, the energies process, and so on for your benefit here too. And when you get in that for, yes, you're gonna have the joy, and it's a joyful experience, and it's a beautiful experience. Okay, you, there is no descriptions. You know, sometimes the human language is limited. It is limited on that. But yes, it's very joyful when you kind of like have a meeting like with yourself and feeling at this.
But first, you know yourself. You have to know yourself to know what they're looking for in other
Mhm.
people. It's
Okay.
hard to find, you know, the person on the same level if you don't know your level yet. So
Exactly. Lorna, thank you. Karen, let's call them Ascension partners. Yeah, divine partner, Ascension partners, evolution partners. Yeah, we can have a lot of terms, but they're all meaning
dream team.
partners. You come together always with newestness. Thank you, Eva. Thank you, Erica. Glad to see you too, and so on. Okay, guys. So, if you have any further questions, if you need something, service, or you want to talk to us, here is the aquaspiritunited.com. You can visit our website. There is an email contact forms, or find us on the YouTube up here, and there is a there at our channels. There is our Facebook pages in there. You can connect to there too. But I want to say thank you guys for coming in today. I want to say thank
Don't
you for
forget
the
about the
correct.
talk with Nick tomorrow.
Ah, yes, that's a very good in there. Yeah, tomorrow a little bit more divine masculine energies. I'm gonna be having an interview and questions with Nick Matula. If you don't know, he's the admin of I am Twin Flame on the group, and we're gonna be rocking in there, and it's gonna be pretty much like beginning in 3 minutes from now, after 24 hours. So it's set up that way, and we're gonna be comes in and giving you this for and coming back more, coming back in there, coming back into this energies of let's let's change the world, okay? But the change has to start first with in you, okay? And from within you, and this is what we're sharing it with you guys, okay? So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the support, and guys, let's rock this world a little bit, okay? Don't do it too
Thanks,
much
everyone.
because the last time when we rocked the world with the twin flame, we saw what the twin flame community become. So, but let's rock the world a little bit, become more within there. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming, and much love to you guys. Much love.
Thank you.
I
See you
give you
next time.
some
And thanks everyone for sharing. It's great to
questions. Was
always.
great. Actually, I love the questions. They're very good quality in there, and let's keep it up, guys. Be love. We'll see you next time.
See you.